Welcome back, everybody. Rudy with Alpha Investments, and today we're starting a new series and we're going to continue forward with the new direction of this channel. So today we're talking about Timmy's hedge fund. So before we get into this new era of videos, a couple disclaimers you're going to hear at the beginning of every one of these videos moving forward, and that is going to be, number one, everything in this is entertainment purposes. None of this is real, and you shouldn't take any financial advice from a guy who lives in his parents' basement. So, my name is Rudy, and welcome everybody to Alpha Investments 3.0 New Era. And today's conversation is, I'm in the new, redesigned, remodeled basement in my parents' house. We've got beautiful lighting, we've got new furniture. I built this furniture in the basement, and we got a nice whiteboard from a failed university. Who knows what happened. So today we're going to pretend for a few moments. Let's pretend for a minute that there is somebody out there who has a large YouTube channel. And they have access to lots of capital, maybe leverage and borrowing, and maybe some of their own money from actually having a real job. These are all pretend made-up things we're going to talk about. And now let's pretend that this individual actually wants to expand and go big leagues, because remember, the real world doesn't take any of this stuff seriously. And Magic the Gathering is a kid's card game, and everybody knows I live in my parents' basement, and I'm a loser, and the negativity online, when you actually ask questions about it, all you do is get a bunch of terribly inaccurate information, and people make fun of you and ridicule you instead of actually having open, real discussions. So that is where today's video is going to say, we're going to go over the timeline and what is involved if somebody were to actually do a hedge fund and use private equity and build an empire long term. We're going to pretend there's a large YouTube channel out there, and we're going to pretend that there's somebody similar to me, middle school dropout, 10 years at Taco Bell in the drive-thru, and we're going to pretend this individual possesses some knowledge to try to do something on their own, even though we know it's not realistic and no one out there actually exists like that. So, we're going to start the video like this. Here's the 2019. That's the timeline, everybody. That is what 2019 Magic the Gathering looks like. Let's go over it. First, right before the year started, we had the Ultimate Masters, okay? Ultimate Masters started right at the end of 2018, but didn't really get sold out until probably about January, February, then the price started to move up, okay? And then right on the back, right when 2019 rolled over, everybody was pumped. Guilds of Ravnica hit. February, pretty much Ravnica Allegiance hit. Move forward, we have some supplemental products with Challenger 2019. And then after that, we had the big War of the Spark where people's emotions went through the roof. And then Modern Horizons right back to back. And then we had the Gideon Spellbook, a supplemental product that didn't do a whole lot. And then move forward, Core 2020 sneaks out and really doesn't excite a lot of people. You have Commander 2019 coming in a few weeks. And then we know Throne of Eldraine is going to be coming. And then we have some end of the year specialty product not released. And then of course we have another reprint style, master style, pseudo, some sort of specialty, what I like to call a premium product that's going to have a high price point for the fourth quarter. Those are the two things that we are expecting at Timmy's hedge fund. So, based on that information, if I was assigned as some sort of professional guy, even though I need to move out of my parents' basement one day, if I was a professional individual and I was told that, Rudy, build your positions for 2019. Number one, how much capital do I need to build a large position in each product? And number two, what's the risk level of each product? Number three, how long do we think it's going to take for these particular products to go up in value or for something major to change? In other words, to actually get returns. So, let's start, should we work backwards or forward? Let's just start right in 2019, Guilds of Ravnica, because that was technically the first set in 2019. So if we want to start right here, Guilds of Ravnica, I guess we can just kind of go straight down, and if we want to start, we need to let's do 500 booster boxes of Guilds of Ravnica for private investment. Wholesale, we're going to make all the numbers very easy. $80 a box. We don't want to do exact pennies, $77.51, $80 a booster box. So if we need to build a position of 500 booster boxes of Guilds of Ravnica, immediately 500 boxes, obviously times 80 boxes a piece, is what? Was that $40,000, everybody? So to do the 500 box position, we need to get 500 boxes. We need total capital. That's supposed to be an arrow. God, I suck at this. Oh my God, what am I doing? Look at this noob. Look at this noob online, everybody. All right, so to get 500 units, we're looking at 40K, okay? So we need $40,000 to build the position in Guilds of Ravnica. Now, right after that, Ravnica Allegiance comes out. Here's the next one, everybody. Oops, is that working? Okay. Ravnica Allegiance, same thing. We want 500 boxes. We need another $40,000 tied up. So we need $80,000 to build 2 500 booster box positions for each Ravnica set, everybody. Now, obviously, these numbers are kind of crazy, but you got to picture this. And I'm using 500 boxes because it's kind of an even round number. It's somewhat kind of a normal size pallet, plus or minus maybe a little percent. So then, move forward. Now you got Challenger decks. This is a supplemental product. These type of product, let me tell everybody something. Supplemental products, we're going to call, let's mark the supplemental products. Let's put a star, Gideon, star, and Modern Horizons, star, Commander, star, and Masters, star, and Specialty gets a star. Okay, so for 2019, we've got 6 particular products that have unknown print runs. They're going to be more volatile, and they're not going to have designated end dates for the print run. So you have to use these and be a little bit more aggressive on the time that you buy into these. You cannot wait last minute because you can get hosed, as everybody found out with Dominaria. That was a rough one, right? So those particular products you got to be a little careful on, because you cannot just say, hey, Ravnica sets, they're going to be in print. You've usually got a solid 12 to 18 months. When you hit usually month 10 or 11, you need to be very careful because you're getting towards the tail end of that product's lifestyle. So technically, we need $80,000 for these 2 products, because right now we're figuring out question number 1. I said we're trying to figure out how much capital do we need to actually invest for the year of 2019. And you can roll this number. When we get this number, we can use this number for almost every year after and every year before, because they're usually within 10% variance plus or minus of the quantity of items that are released and the money needed. So I'm curious. So first, we're still trying to figure out, everybody, how much money do we need to invest in every product on a large institutional scale for Magic the Gathering for 2019. All right, so let's jump over to Challenger decks. Okay, Challenger decks, let's call them, oh God, I don't even know what to say. What do you guys want to say? Challenger decks, what, $70 per 4 deck set? Let's call them $70 maybe? 75? Let's make it 75, so each display is 150, easy math. So this is one I'm not super popular with. It has a higher risk, and the reprint risk and the print run always makes me nervous. So I'm not going to be willing to go as heavy on this product. We're going to go a little lighter. So I'm thinking on Challenger decks, I don't think I want to do the full 40K like a standard product. I'm thinking half. Let's do 20K. I'm thinking a 20K investment in Challenger decks, which means if you're dealing with about, each one's like $75, so let's just say 10 sets of it is $750. So if 10 sets are $750, that would mean 100 sets are $7,500. So what do you guys think? 200 sets would be about $15,000. So maybe, what do you guys think? 250 sets approximately? I think we can do approximately 250 units. So there you go. If you think about that, look. So we got 250 units, which is exactly half. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have circled that, right? I was supposed to only circle the dollar amount. Look at me. I'm sorry, I'm noob. First video, everybody. Cut me some slack. So think about that. So now we've got 40, 40, 20. So we're at $100,000 that need to go into new products just from January, February, March, April. So the first quarter of the year requires $100,000 in capital. Now, War of the Spark, here comes the big boy, everybody. War of the Spark, extremely powerful set. The hype is off the charts. So this particular product, I mean, honestly, I'm going to stick with the 500 boxes. I know some people say, Rudy, you should probably do a higher amount than the Ravnica because of the hype. No, let's stick with 500 boxes, and let's stick with $40,000, okay? All right, next, let's go to Modern Horizons. Now, Modern Horizons, this is a very interesting one. So this one has a little star, because we don't know when it's going to go out of print, and we don't know exactly how many are in the warehouse. There's no extra reprints going on right now. They're still just kind of pulling from the warehouse, from all the product that Wizards currently still has. So, this is one we really cannot wait on. This is something we cannot wait 6 months or 12 months or to a tail end of a cycle, because we won't be able to build a large enough position. So we have to be a lot more cautious when we're going to invest in a product with more uncertainty. So let's start here. Modern Horizons, straight up, 500 booster boxes, same thing, no questions asked. Now, 500 boxes, when you deal with that quantity, let's think about this real quick. 500 boxes. Let's use an easy number. Sorry about that. 500 boxes, let's use an easy number. So if we're doing 500 booster boxes, I was gonna say let's use the 160 to 180 store price, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do $200 a booster box so everybody watching can relate to this. So 200 booster boxes times, $200 a booster box times 500 booster boxes. We're looking at $100,000, everybody. 100 G's in Modern Horizons, no questions asked, period. So again, our pretend hedge fund here. So that's what we're looking at so far. Now, next thing, this Gideon spellbook thing, this is something you really can't put a lot of attention and information into, everybody, because you don't have a lot of control on being able to get that quantity. That's kind of a WPN exclusive. You can't get high quantities of it. So we're not really gonna focus on that unless you can really, you know, buy out another store or get access to a lot of other product. So let's just put down 100 units. Let's pretend we can get 100 units. And let's say we just pay 20 bucks a piece. So 100 units, that's only 2K. We're not looking at much money. These spell books is a disgrace to the From the Vault history and kind of the potential and the quality of the From the Vault products. It really is a disgrace, everybody. All right, so here we are. Official midpoint of 2019, everybody. So the first half of the year, right now, first half of the year, that looks like an inappropriate thing, doesn't it? First half of the year, we got 40, 80, 100, 200, 240. So we're at 242,000. Can you guys even see that, or is that too low? Let me check the camera. I haven't done this in a while. Nope, it's off the camera. Crap, you guys can't see 242. That sucks. Okay, let me make it a little higher. All right, so 242,000 is our first. That is our 6th month. We need $250,000 to build large positions in the first 6 months of the year. By the way, that was not including Ultimate Masters right before 2019. So keep that in mind, by the way. That was a huge chunk of money too. So now we're gonna move to the second quarter. Immediately, what do we got? We got Core 2020, everybody. Same thing, standard product, 500 boxes, looking at $40,000 at $80 a booster box. Straight up. Now everybody, here comes the wild card. Commander 2019, okay? Commander 2019. Okay, so I don't want to use the wholesale store price of like $100 a box or something. I want to put on there $120. I want to use a market price. Let's say $120 a box, or $120 per box set of Commander 2019. I don't know what's in the set, but I'm going to take the same approach that I did in 2018. I want 500, straight up. We want to do 500 units at $120 a piece. So pretty much it's going to be, well, 100 units at $100 a piece. I'm sorry, 500 units at $100 a piece is $50,000. So 120, you're probably looking about $60,000. So we need 60K for Commander 2019. Now, when we go to the old throne of Eldraine over here, standard product, 500 boxes, don't care, 40K, standard position. Now, have you guys noticed something? Whether it's a weaker set like Core 2020, or a strong set like Throne of Eldraine, or War of the Spark, or the Ravnica sets, have you guys noticed? I'm not changing the 500 booster box allocation. I'm saying that I want to sit with the exact same build level, no matter whether it's a positive home run set or a crappy, oh, it's a core set, it sucks, and negativity flourishes, and everybody likes to be mean and terrible people. Notice that. It's something I wanted to point out to you all. Have you noticed, even when I said the home run War of the Spark, or, you know, versus a weak Core 2020, I mean, just got allocation early, you notice I made no difference to the amount of capital I injected into those particular positions in this pretend video. So that's a very important thing I want everybody to really remember there. I did not make any difference in the amount of money injected, whether the product in the market, in the positivity or the negativity that swirls online. No matter what was swirling and what the tone, what the narrative was stated, I make no difference when it comes to money based on investing, based on public negativity and positivity. Very important. Now, same thing. Now we get to the end of the year. You know we're going to have some premium fourth quarter product to help boost the numbers. Otherwise, their numbers will be garbage. Hasbro will yell at them. Wizards will get in trouble. So they got to have something. So we're going to assume it's another Ultimate Masters premium style reprint product. We're just going to make it up. No evidence. You know, everything in this channel is just fake anyways. This is entertainment only. We're going to pretend that we have a really premium kind of Ultimate Master style thing where pretty much $250 a box is what we're going to call it, okay? $250 a box, and we want 500 boxes. 500 boxes, holy smokes. $250 a box, well, $200 a box times 500 boxes is $100,000. So another 50 times that, I mean, what are we looking at, 100 and, holy crap, that's a lot of money. Let's just call it 125,000. Let's just round it to an even number. So we need 125K, and there's most likely some specialty end of the year product, maybe a Commander Anthology, maybe some other little reprint, maybe a specialty product, or maybe a reprint of some other set throughout the year, kind of a surprise, Eternal Masters, you know, something like that. So we're gonna put in a 50K mystery position. We don't know. 50K mystery, so we're all done. That's everything. So how much money? So we need 242,000 for the first half of the year, okay? Now, 40, 100, 140, 190, so let's call it 200. So we need another 325,000 for the second half of the year, mostly because of this mystery position. So we need 302, we're at about 5, we're gonna call it 600,000 for the whole year. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make an even $600,000. There's the big thing, 600K, everybody. Can you guys see that? Hopefully, is that too low, or can you guys actually see that? Cool, okay, you can actually see it. Wow, this is actually working. Really? Is the camera still running? Look at that. I actually know what I'm doing. So, in a normal Magic the Gathering year, I think you're looking at, to build a massive position, you need to be able to tie up a little over $500,000 per year to keep up with the quantity of products and the cycles that are coming out. So, as we wrap up this first video, I want to see some feedback before I keep going on this type of videos. Hopefully you guys like this. I don't know if anyone's going to watch these longer videos, but we're going to give it a shot. So, think about this. Some closing statements, everybody. When I say put $600,000 in 2019, everything you're putting into this, you can't sell any of it because there's no profit. It's a waste of time. It ties up money. There's no profit right now. So the most dangerous, difficult part in why people will bash and always be negative online with this type of thing is because the liquidity is going to be very low. Liquidity is very weak on new product like this. Now remember, you can always create your own liquidity and you can fire sell anything. If you put anything below market price on eBay or TCG Player, you can very easily free up tremendous amounts of capital at a very high rate of speed. You just have to undercut everybody and take a loss. So let's think about this. If we do 600,000 in 2019, we need to do another 600,000 in 2020 and another 600,000 in 2021. Now in 2022, we can start selling the product from 2019. Think about what I just said, everybody. So you have to create the cycle. So I think that's maybe where we're going to end today's video. A very intro, good way to end it, the good way to tell you guys my perspective. So the end, let me say that one more time for everybody. This is money you have to tie up and forget about. And then when 2020 rolls over, you have to do the exact same thing. And in 2021 rolls over, you have to do the exact same thing. So by the end of the 3-year initial setup cycle, you're going to have about $1.8 million tied up in Magic in this pseudo Timmy's fake hedge fund example in my basement. Once you have that $2 million tied up for those 3 years, on year 4, you can come back to this model from 2019. And now you can start looking at unloading the positions on the open market very slowly and very cautiously. But when you unload them at premium prices, usually, because now on year 4, everything here is now 3 to 4 years old. Everything's out of print. And we can, well, in other videos, we'll talk about most likely what the numbers will probably end up being. Okay? So most likely, if I have to just kind of make up a Rudy Timmy's basement loser perspective, I genuinely think on average, the average item on this product list from 2019 in the year 2020, 21, 22, so let's call it 2022, right? So the end of 2019, you get all 2020, all 2021. Now in 2022, you can start assessing everything. So you're looking at 3 full years later from the beginning of this timeline. At that point in time, I think everything on this list should be increased in financial value by a minimum of 20-25% and a maximum of about 100 to 200%.